today we're going to be talking about the books that are available through the Ipswich High School summer reading program. And each grade has its own theme and its own choices of books to read. And Katie Worker is going to be talking to you about some of the books, and I'll chime in if I know anything about them. And all the information can be found on the library website. And we're having a book fair on the 13th and 14th of June in the library, and you can come on in then to purchase your books if you'd like. And without further ado, Katie.
All right, great. Well, you have a really exciting lineup. Move on to the incoming junior books, which this is obviously my year. I love this so much. You guys are in for a treat. Your theme is American identity. What is your individual role in society? And these books have nailed it. We're actually going to start with Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel. Some of you guys might have heard about this on the news. This is referring to the real life story of the hermit that they found living in the woods after 27 years being alone. It's this book right here. Again, real life story. You cannot make this up. Woods of Maine. And it really answers one of the essential questions of how long are you willing to be on your own, and what does that mean? I mean, have you ever been on your own, reading, watching TV, but no text messaging, no social media, your parents aren't in the next room? Have you been an hour by yourself in the last week? 2 hours? When you go camping, are you ever alone? This guy was alone for 27 years. I can't stress that enough, and what that means to be in that quiet space. So many people dream of escaping modern life, but would you ever act on it? One day, and this man was in his early 20s, he drove up to Maine. He had taken a road trip down to Florida, parked his brand new car in the middle of the woods with his backpack. Nothing really was packed, and walked away from life. He had 5 other siblings, 2 parents were alive, his family loved him. He had a job in Massachusetts working on alarm security systems. Never seen again. No one reported him missing. They very much were a quiet family. They liked to believe he was alive. And so this whole book is written by the journalist who was lucky to interview him. The next one, which is a bestseller, Oprah Winfrey Book Club book, The Underground Railroad. And it is written as if you are riding a railroad. The pace of this book is you go along, you're following a character, you're getting intrigued, courage, fear, running, stopping, new character, courage, fear, running, stopping, and it goes again and again and again, backwards and forwards. So it really illustrates how this is written, about how the Underground Railroad worked, about how you have to muster everything you have to run, and the things that will stop you, what it means to have a family, what it means to have your own voice. So this is really great if you are intrigued with the 1800s, before the Civil War, how each state dealt with, oh, well, I believe that I'm entitled to this, you're entitled to that. Oh, well, that state's no good. Highly recommend this. The politics in this are really interesting. What made North Carolina different than South Carolina, who's safe, who's not. Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. It's a quicker read than you think, but again, it reads just like you're on a train, so get ready to move backwards and forwards a lot. The next book, Family Life. This is one of the shorter books, and softcover. A Family Life. This one's really good. It's by, I'm going to say it incorrectly, Akhil Sharma. Sorry, wherever you are. This one I recommend, again, it's a shorter read. I read it in a day, so again, if you're looking just, reading may not be your summer thing, do this one. It's great. It is heavy. You can get through it, but again, it really questions about what it means to be an American. What is your identity? This is about a family who, when the children were very young, their father sent for them. He made his home in America. Wife and children followed. He had to suddenly realize he can't tell his friends about his new American life. They're gone forever. And he has his older brother. Everything's going great, and then something happens. I'm not going to completely give it away, but it's a life, game changer. What does it mean to be a family in a strange place? How do you honor yourself? You want to be a little selfish, but this major tragedy has happened, and how can you rally with your family and have that role of duty as well as duty to yourself? So this one kind of makes me question, how do you balance family and self in a strange land? Paris Wife. I have not been able to read yet. Your school librarian, Heather Chang, can do that one.
When did I come in?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm currently reading The Paris Wife, and this is a book by Paula McLean. It's historical fiction. It's based on the story of Ernest Hemingway's first wife, named Hadley Richardson, and she came from a wealthy family, and she fell in love and married Ernest Hemingway after a whirlwind courtship, and they moved to Paris so that he could pursue his writing career. And it's just a very interesting look at what life was like in the early 1900s during the Prohibition times in the U.S. and the difference between U.S. and Paris and the lifestyle in the two countries. And Ernest Hemingway and Hadley did quite a bit of traveling around Europe, and they talk about that. This is also, I would say, about women's role in society back in those days. And it's a very interesting snapshot of what life was like back then, and it inspired me to check out 2 books by Ernest Hemingway from my local public library.
Is Boys in the Boat, 9 Americans in Our Epic Quest for Gold in 1936 Berlin Olympics. It's by Daniel James Brown, and it really again comes together with the idea of American identity. It's about boys from various walks of life. Never dreamed that they would be the East Coast boys, the Great Britain boys, and they would actually compete in the Olympics that Adolf Hitler was looking over. So there's a lot of different things in this book, but again, it really touches upon what it means to be American, what does it mean to be yourself. It goes upon all the boys on the team, especially one individual, what he's coming from, what this means for him and his family. So you guys are going to enjoy this book, and it's, again, Nazi Germany time. It's a very interesting time in history, especially to be an American visiting and going in for something that should be uplifting and uniting like the Olympics. So original adult version versus the young readers version. I will have both on my shelves. Check this one out first. Again, if it has given you troubles, we do have a young readers edition.
Okay, so just to recap, are all of these books available at the Ipswich Public Library, Katie?
Why, they are, yes. Our big shipment has just come in, so we're cataloging them right now. They'll probably be ready to go next week. You guys will have your own special shelf. It's 6th through 12th grade in the teen room. They're all labeled for summer reading. They will be no holds and no renewals, which means you'll see them online, but you have to physically come into the library to grab them. You can't put them on hold, and you cannot renew it. So you'll have the 3 weeks, but then we want to move them right along. I will be ordering some audio books, but there will be at least 3 to 5 copies of each book ready to go, and we will try our hardest to make sure that the adults don't find their way into the teen room and grab them, because they are very good books. And so they'll be ready to go, probably most of them by next week. And I will have printed out versions of the reading lists and any various assignments that I can find right next to the books as reminders. So if you decide to send your parents in, they won't get 100% lost. We'll try to help them out, and I will be there to help at any time if you need an explanation and where to find them.
Excellent. Okay. And will you have the books labeled by grade, or will all of them just be together?
I will have them each shelf labeled by grade. Okay. So the spine labels won't, it'll be a mystery. But if you look, they'll each have a shelf. So 6th grade, 7th and 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, you'll all have your own.
Okay. And one other question. What if students want to listen to their book on audio? Would you be able to help them check out a copy of the book as an overdrive? Or
Absolutely,
like
yes.
that?
Thank you for mentioning that. So overdrive is another option. That's actually how I listened to the 2 books I did on audio. We'll have physical CDs, but overdrive, we can get you connected. If you have any sort of smart device, an iPad, iPhone, Android phone, tablet, sky's the limit. Just make sure you know your library card number. If not, we can hook you up with that. If you do not have a library card, we can also hook you up with that, because free books are the best, and we can do that. And you just can put an earplug in. Why not listen to one of these fine books? So yeah, exactly. Audiobooks are great.
Okay, cool. Is there anything special going on at the Ipswich Public Library this summer that you can talk about?
Oh yes, there is. So I believe the end of school is going to be June 22nd. So we will be having, and if you haven't been to them, you've been missing out. I throw often crazy cupcake kickoffs and celebrations. There are prizes. This year's summer reading theme is Libraries Rock. whatever that means. They're pretty good at picking a theme, so it could be music rock, it could be rocks in the ground. What we're doing for this year's cupcake contest is you have to adhere to the theme. I give out Zoomies gift cards for almost every contest I do, first and second prizes. Also, all of July, I have going on various events, make your own lava lamp, make your own artwork, lanterns, giant games. Hopefully we get to do them outside. If you haven't played Giant Jenga, it's terrifying. You really don't want it to fall on you. You could probably get hurt. Come anyway. And then we will be having a summer reading book, which is Holes. Dig into reading, libraries rock. We'll be watching the movie. I'll give you guys plenty of junk food for almost everything we do. I recommend it. And then for August, I believe you're doing a teen cookbook. So rock out your inner chef. So we'll be kind of doing it just like a lot of adult cookbooks. You each pick a recipe and we will eat at the end of August before we all start school again and talk about what worked and what didn't work. So come in the library, all those things are printed out, everything, just come in and register it for you. We have game nights almost every Tuesday in July and August where you can just drop in, play some Monopoly again, eat all the junk food I want to give you. So yeah, we have a lot of good things going on in the library.